feel like I'm lower. I like it. People are bored. So you'll see there's a bit of...
Day one, pit lay interview. Wayne Healy. Joel's just dropped him. He's sack flicked him.
I'm Chris Buckley. And I'm Wayne Healy. And this is HQ Extra. What more can I say? Special guest Ian McLean. Guys, I hope you've had a great long weekend and welcome to the show, Ian. Chris, you just come back from holidays. Fantastic, guys. Seen the great photos and welcome back, mate. You're back in one piece and
Yeah, mate.
happy as all.
Back for the show, mate. We don't miss any, like some.
Yes. Well, you know, look, if you're going to go on a holiday, 10 days is just not enough. These little
Mate,
holidays, mate. Don't give me any of this crap. If you're going to go, you go for 6 weeks and go
Mate,
solid, mate.
It was a under-13s football tour of Samoa.
Oh, so you tagged on?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, groupie.
Responsible
Responsible
adult. Yeah, totally.
Responsible parenting, mate.
Totally.
Okay.
Let me tell you, there wasn't much responsibility over there. Anyway.
Well, welcome to the show, everyone. Thanks for joining us again, and we'd love to thank our sponsors. Without our sponsors, we can't do this show. So, again, I'd love to thank Ready Strip, Hands On First Aid, FLB Automotive Recruitment, Osborne Transport, and none other than Blendline TV, who produces our show and does a fantastic job. Great things are happening. We had Queens. We're going to go through Queensland, Victoria. Tassie had a round on the weekend. We've got a couple of rounds coming up in a couple of weeks with Victoria and the Historics at Sandown. We've got New South Wales racing on the same weekend, which is a shame, you know, that we can't, you know, split them and they go to each other places. But, you know, we'll cover all bases and we'll talk turkey and And that, so welcome to the show again, Ian.
Absolutely.
Yeah, on that Sandown round, Wayne, I know if our viewers are around the country are aware that the Victorian Club are actually paying $300 towards entry fee for that if anyone from interstate...
Early birds or something like that, yeah, correct.
No, anyone from interstate wants to come.
Interstate, there you go. Bucko, you might have to suit up.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, bucket list stuff heading down that way.
Yes, isn't it?
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, well, mate.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Well,
One day. Quick heads up. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Big 5-0.
Big 5-0, yes.
There you
go. Turned 50 yesterday. Oh, look, there is a stitch up. There you go. In my younger day, look at the body on that thing, hey? Yeah. Well, yeah, mate, turned 50. Bit of mixed emotions when you wake up to see what you've achieved and what you haven't achieved in life. But I've got a great family and friends, so had a great day.
Yeah, no, you're lucky to get
Great
there.
day, yeah. We had a day at the Warwick Farm races, and whoever wanted to come could come. And mate, celebrated with some great friends and even better family. And mate, I had a ball. It's just a number. I've ticked that off now and just go better and
Keep
go
going,
harder.
mate.
That's it.
Still at 21 and
back
a half.
in, did you back any winners?
Mate, I didn't. Oh, actually, I had one quinella, and the only reason I did that was I was born in '69, so I went 6 and 9. Quinella got up, paid jack shit, and I still walked away losing.
Two favourites, was it?
Two favourites, yeah, of course. So,
It's a good number, that 6-9.
yeah.
Yeah, I know someone with a car, that number.
Yeah.
Took them a while to get it, though.
Just doesn't get out very often.
No,
All
it
right,
doesn't.
let's start off with the question of the night. And the question of the night.
Yeah. Should real lap timing be available in car?
Do you want to do that in English?
Should real-time lap timing be available? That's what it says on the screen.
I know. Should real-time lap timing be available? Which is the reason why I'm bringing this up. Right now, I'll just clarify what I'm asking here. Is lap timing and these data recording type things is supposed to be cost effective, so we can't use it because of cost effective. Well, sure. Everyone has a mobile phone, and now you can get a lap timer app on your phones free of charge.
Wayne, do you know anyone who hasn't got it?
I don't know who doesn't use it in practice day, that's for sure. So I just don't understand. The question is, are we still living in the stone ages of it? I mean, I'm happy either to have it or not have it. It doesn't worry me. But I just thought that would be an interesting question to ask.
And that's to distinguish where that question is, should real-time lap timing. So we know we've got NatSoft available, and to be honest, that's improved more of late with Eastern Creek being able to split your lap time into 3 splits.
Mm-hmm.
So previous to that, it's an overall lap time. So if you've done something well on a given lap, you might get a reflection of that, or you might want to gauge yourself. So I sort of look at those times and I sort of say, yeah, I may have made a change and it helps me through here, or I know that I'm losing X amount down the straight or something like that. So that helps. Yeah, I mean, I'm torn. I don't necessarily agree with the potential of where it could end up. That's my only fear.
Well, here's the thing, right? People, now next year, New South Wales, I know Queensland already put it in. Now, I'm not sure the other states, so please let me know, guys out there, if the other states are involved. You have to run a camera now, an in-car cam. Now, depending on where you set that camera up, it shows what you're doing anyway. So there's a data recording device straight there. It's a very green, it's very grey subject. Sorry, not green. Look, so and toffee, yeah. I won't say the first word, but knows his second word. So there was an F at the start, okay, and there was a K at the end.
Yeah.
Was the first word, and then there was a no.
Yeah.
All right. So toffee had a great weekend too. Racing.
Freak no.
Freak no. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Look, it was funny. As soon as I saw the question, I did get a little chuckle back. And if anyone's jumped on YouTube and seen some fantastic footage of one of our greatest sort of previous drivers 20-odd years ago, racing around Amaroo Park.
Mr. Hepburn.
Bob Hepburn was one of the clever men around at the time that wisely enough had a tacho, a duplicate brake light and a duplicate throttle pedal on the head roofline roll bar above the rear vision mirror.
So he knew when...
So he was recording from behind that, so you can see the lights coming on and off and the tacho and where he is, cresting the hill, so on and so forth. So that's the grey area in the data side of things, but the category has been based off the fact that you are minimising expenses by having those types of things, and having come from the background that I've had access to those, and it is helpful, but there is haves and have nots that have the capabilities to maximise that too. So I can sort of see both sides.
Okay, so we got Otis Caldwell, not really necessary for standard racing. Would be handy enough for an enduro. That's fair enough. Toffee takes skill to drive to a number you can't see. I like that. That's a great answer.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great answer. Look, like I said, mate, it's available. Give us your feedback. Let us know. Please also like and share our show, so we can get the show out there and getting it right across the board. Also, we'd love to talk about maybe going to 8:30 instead of 8 o'clock. Since daylight savings in New South Wales, we've got daylight savings here in Victoria. Would that help if we went to 8:30 or 9 o'clock? Just let us know. Give us your times. Let us know how we can help the HQ Extras for you guys. So again, please respond, like, share, and let us know what you feel.
You've got young blokes in karting?
Yeah, well, he's started out this year. He's done a lot of field practice days. Hasn't actually raced yet. He has a lap timer there.
Just a question. Yeah, very much. So that's a tool in the grassroots motorsport.
Absolutely. And like you said, mate, if it's because of the cost, it doesn't cost anymore.
Yep.
It doesn't come down to money having a lap time. Like you said, you can use your mobile phone. You can put it in your pocket, set it, and come back or you can tape it to the dashboard, whatever you want to do.
Oh, go-karting technology's been that way for 10, 15 years. There was G-sensors, there was throttle sensors, there was everything capable in a go-kart.
And he's only starting out, but we obviously use it as a tool to obviously make sure see if he's improving, and it has sector times and everything in it. So.
Yeah.
But boys, that's allowed. It's karting. That's allowed. It's not in our let regs.
Yeah, what he's saying is that we're starting in grassroots sport.
Yep.
Go-kart. You don't get any more
like I said, the reason why I brought it up, it's supposed to be cost effective. Everyone has a phone.
Well, like you said, I think we're living in the Stone Ages, Wayne, because it doesn't come down to cost anymore. It doesn't cost anything.
Doesn't cost anything. So, again,
why?
It's just a question, and actually,
let's see what everyone else thinks. Let's see if we can get some comments and see if we can.
But we
get
do
some feedback.
Yeah, plenty of feedback would be great. I believe you've got a bit of a scoop.
Scoop.
Okay.
I do have a scoop, mate.
You have a scoop.
Oh, Stoop.
It's a HQ Extra scoop or stoop, whichever way you want to call it.
Oh,
Mr. HQ himself.
Oh, the scoop is about Stoopy.
About stupid, Mr. HQ has
Wow.
this week announced he's just purchased himself a lovely new car. Oh, there we have a picture.
Yeah, there we
If
go.
anyone knows of that car, it was previously owned by Mike George from Victoria. Very, very well presented vehicle, and I'm sure it's on the hoist there to make it go a bit quicker.
Yeah, get rid of that colour, mate, because that's my colour. So get rid of that colour. You don't need that
It's actually a
colour.
very, very nice car, mate.
The pink suits him, but
The pink does suit him.
Yeah, pink does suit him.
Goes well with his
So
head.
Mr. HQ Extra himself,
Not HQ Extra, Mr.
Sorry,
HQ.
the HQ. Yeah, well, that's right. So he was at the Nationals, and we actually caught up and spoke to him. And being at the Nationals, obviously, he's brought a lot of memories back, and he wants to get back into racing, which is great because he's ultra competitive.
Mate, I think he'll tell you, and he won't be worried about me saying it. I think he enjoys racing HQs more than anything else, and he's had some pretty fancy cars.
Oh, he's had some, fantastic. I mean, he
Some
got out of
really-
Kiwis and
Mate.
took over a one on steroids.
Yeah, well, basically, and mate, he's raced everything from XLs to Pulsars to a little Datsun 1200 turbocharged thing, and he's now got a TR2 car,
His Group N car.
Group N car,
Group N car,
the HQ. But
Beast.
I think he enjoys it like everyone else that races HQ.
Yeah.
Enjoys HQ racing and the people around HQ
I
racing
was
too.
going to say it's more than just the car, isn't it?
Exactly right. It's
And he was the yardstick.
that's his Group N car there.
Group N car there. Yeah.
He was the yardstick for
Oh,
years.
for many years, mate.
It was always amazing to have him up race with us guys in
He
New South
used to
Wales.
come up and support our club and our New South Wales blokes a lot. And
Made us try
Yeah.
harder and push harder, and he was, again.
sold a few cars up here too.
Yeah,
Might add.
true.
You did, yeah.
They're still up here too.
Yep. Actually, moving on, I just want to say thank you to a friend of mine who gave me a little birthday present. He actually made this little cheese board, HQ Extra on the bottom with the thing. If you can see that,
You
okay.
can't really see the engraving there, but
It's
that's
all
just the
engraved,
front
yeah,
end of
the
a
front
HQ.
end. These are for sale if people want to get something like that engraved and done, the cheese boards. And so
you there
to
too,
Ronnie Taylor, thank you very much. And also, look behind there, I've got my HQ Extra, another 6-pack. He also made that one up there, which is great.
It's a wine holder, I think, that one, isn't it?
Oh, that could be a wine. Yeah, well,
think so.
Well, the girls don't get that's a six pack. They're long necks.
Long necks.
They're long necks.
Big Browns.
And I also, friends and family to the Meldrums, thank you very much. They gave me a little book on car fails, so I'm not sure what that means about my driving and stuff like that.
Too much timing.
Have they come to watch you race?
Too much timing.
Stuff up and stories of cars industries won't rather forget. So can't wait to look forward to reading that. A lot of people are surprised that I can actually read, but anyway, all good.
You've been busy this week too, haven't you? Or the last few weeks?
I have been busy.
Yes.
I have been. I've been working on my car and I've,
Coming along nicely from the
it is,
pictures I've seen today,
mate.
mate.
Oh, look there. How good. That's when we went rally cross. That was just before.
That's not the car you're working on, is
No,
it?
no. That original car is still the one. I've still got that car, but the shell, the body itself, the cab, it's just bent. It's rooted is the word.
Banana.
The best, banana. So
You're not alone doing that. I was proudly, unfortunately, saying that I've done the same thing as that exactly. And I can tell you, there's a heck of a lot of New South Wales drivers back in the day that would have done the same thing. You continue your line, you're safe, you're clear, and then all of a sudden there's a big drop off and a massive grate.
Big grate. And it's funny, like I said, the person who caught that got 6 or 7 photos of me going down, coming up, coming down and going straight across. It was a nationals. It was a Shannon's Nationals event.
It was.
And it was on telly.
This is where your car got
this
wrecked.
This is when we got wrecked. Bang.
And another one.
And
It's turn 1 Eastern Creek.
And unfortunately, that put me in hospital, that one. So I got pretty well. Basically, what happened was I had a concussion. So
Before the accident?
No. Get started. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. Here we go.
Sorry,
So you're fitting in
He
well.
fits
You're
in
fitting
very
in
well in this
You're fitting
panel,
in
doesn't he? Sorry.
Okay, so basically, I took my helmet off after I got back to the pits and everything like that, and then I went down and I couldn't get the helmet on, and basically they said, right, you got a bit of swelling there, let's go in. So ambulance off I went. And, so here's another one. Yeah, I got tagged in the back there. That was Ian One-Lum's son, Brandon. Unfortunately, it wasn't his fault. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Got tagged there, and there seems to be a lot of... Actually, we've had a big coming together. I got tagged by Stevenson coming onto the straight at... or just before the straight.
Surprised you remember that.
Yep. So that's the same one. Oh, look.
Yeah, I just...
Buckley. That was who that tagged me. Right.
I think I'm just after you, to be fair.
Okay. There we go.
Look,
Mate, it wouldn't have been me.
We've met...
No, you're good.
We have met...
Very good.
Sadly,
very good producer.
at turn 11.
Yes.
Eastern Creek.
Eastern Creek,
It's another one of my sad stories that I've ended up in someone else's car from no fault of the person that I've collected or myself, sadly.
Look, you know what? It comes down to, look, we were fighting hard and it was early. It was a championship was up. I got tagged. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Unfortunately, that you're the one that hit me, and as the result, both wrecked our weekend. It was done and dusted. So, look, it happens. It's racing. It's the way things go, and we just got to move on, I suppose.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's not going to stop you from
no. Plane stopped in the middle of the track. Is there damage on the front of that car?
There is. Oh, here we
This
go.
is
Let's see what's
replay
happened
here.
here. That's Mark Baxter in front. Johnson. Oh, wow.
Terrible.
Actually, talk us through a bit of that. How do you judge it? Like, because it looked like you were going to go to the inside, and then you seen Johnson take off.
Yeah.
So you've virtually gone, oh no, what am I going to do?
I've grabbed the throttle to get off the brake so that it continue along the apex of the line. And to be fair, first thing that came through my mind was T-boning a car and driver being on the worst end of it, sort of thing. So
looked like the car was eating you there.
Yeah, I stuck my head under to make sure that the motor was okay, to be honest. It went that far back. There wasn't... the sad thing was there was a brand new radiator in it for that that particular race because we were overheating the one before. But
looks like it's... I'm hungry. I'm going to eat
a... Oh, well. HQ, Macca's.
You have unfortunately been the in the bad end of things.
Yeah. Look, it's attributed to wrong place at the wrong time, but I kind of feel that's a good thing that I haven't ended up causing too much like that myself, and that's motor racing.
Yep.
Can't
Too
do
easy.
anything about it.
Moving on, boys. We actually had a couple of rounds, Victoria and Queensland. The Queenslanders had a round at Morgan Park, and our Mr. 100%er, who's over in the States at the moment, Brandon Madden, he cleaned up, and unfortunately very poor numbers up there, the only 7 numbers, which is
Not
a bit of
good.
a shame. But
Again, end of the season, it seems to happen. It's pretty common around the country.
Oh,
Last
look.
few rounds, it always seems to be that way, and I don't know how we fix that, but it is a problem.
the funny thing is, those 7 guys virtually went to the state to enter the national title, so they made that big pilgrimage down and back, and they still got there. So there's a lot of cars missing, but again, obviously they just think that that's the part of thing when someone dominates, like Brandon Madden's been dominating up there. That people are saying, well, I can't win the championship. But it's not the attitude they should be going there. Here we go. Here we've got some of the results up on the screen now.
He actually broke the lap record
Yeah,
on the weekend as well.
it was actually, and I know we're talking a lot about Brandon, but he'd done so well at the national titles. He was our surprise package, really,
Yeah.
and he was upset that we didn't pick him, or because he did. He flew under the radar. He's flown under the radar. He's very lightly raced, and
Had he been to
No.
the track before?
no.
And that's got to be a big factor. Like,
Yeah.
it's so daunting as a track. And
I
we know that.
think everyone in front of him had been there before.
I was just about to say that, sort of thinking back to who was in there, and
Yeah.
So there we go. You got the championship points there, which is 400 points for Brandon Madden. Brad Schomburg in that nice Schomburg in the hot pink car, 226, and Joe Andreski, who had a great weekend. I believe he finished second a couple of times up there, so he might be knocking down the door real fast. Like look how many points he's had. 88 points compared to Brad at 36 points in the last round. So massive gains there. Joe looks like he can push to come second in the championship, which is a great thing up there. Scotty Andreski won the championship last year. Brandon's in that car now, so they've done a bit of a swap, and like the
tight
Andreski's
for-
What's going
guys.
to happen next year, I wonder?
Well, I'm not
Give it
sure.
I think Joe should take it.
Oh, definitely Joe should step in. The
Give it to the
Godfather.
Godfather, mate.
The Godfather's got to walk
Watch
in.
him towel them all up.
Yep. And to all the Queenslanders watching up there, again, like, share, and comment,
Well,
please.
We're having our different approach next year with the drop around, and that's something that it's crossed my mind before, that you
Perfect.
end up halfway through the year and you're like, I've already dropped the first round. I had whatever issue that is well, in my case, that one was out of my control, but anyone else can drop a race at some stage for multiple reasons. But if you're not going well at round 2, round 3, do you keep going for round 4?
I think what it's going to do is maybe help us with the end of the year numbers.
Absolutely.
Because, as you said, it just makes that, you
have
know,
a good final round, and you can make up for the one that wasn't so great later.
yeah,
earlier
exactly
on,
right.
so-
So we'll see. I think that's the plan, and I think that'll hopefully come to fruition.
Yep. Look, there's a lot of good guys up there. And once Queensland get going again next year, there'll be bigger and better things up there. They've done a great job up there, and I look forward to going back up there again. They've invited us up again to be part of their state round. So HQX will be up there again shortly. But anyway, look, moving on, we go Victoria now, Phillip Island, which had 17 cars there, 16 cars, and Andrew McLeod and Andrew Magilton picked up from where they left off at the Nationals. Actually, Andrew McLeod struggled a little bit at the Nationals. He had bits and pieces where he got going, but in his home state, Andrew McLeod seems to know when to push it and when not to push it, and he just seems to be winning or thereabouts every state
He does
round.
seem to dominate there, mate.
Yeah, he does. And good on him, he does a lot of things, good things to the club. So
I'm not sure if you also noticed that Rod Rajas was back racing. Not where you'd expect to see him, though, I've got to say.
No.
Fairly well down the field. I think qualified there in 13th. So I don't know what's going on there.
Maybe it's new car, because I know it's maybe it's a new car.
I don't think
Maybe it's it's a new car. So
It is a new
I
car.
believe it is.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, it's not a new
No,
car.
I didn't think it was,
no,
but
not a new car.
maybe it's something new. But that's certainly not where he would want to be, and he's used to winning races.
You
Not
never know, he might be shaping up for next year and trying something a bit different.
yeah. Well, whatever it is, it ain't working.
No. So we move on to race 1,
Sadly.
and Andrew Magilton. after Andrew McLeod takes pole position in the start of the race in qualifying. Andrew Magilton, Andrew McLeod, Jake Beckers, Ryan Woods. Ryan Woods was very good at the Nationals too. He done, for a guy who hasn't been a QE that long, but does share a sports car with his brother. Sports sedan, I think.
Sports sedan.
Yeah. And then you had Johnny Wise, the old rocker. Great to see him up there in fifth spot too. So, not bad.
Rod's still there in 14th.
Time's not too bad.
Yeah, like I said again, like Ian was just mentioned, Rod was down, basically finished last in the race.
Yeah.
Something's not right. Anyway,
Well, it was only
I'm sure he'll sort it out. But
He's just such a force. He always has been. So yeah.
don't worry, Rod. I know how it feels, mate.
But look at the times. It must have been an absolute whisker in it. 10:27.2 and 10:27.22. So wow, it's yeah. So there you go. Good numbers. A couple of DNFs, which is Michael Ling and Perry Beckers there down the bottom. So I'm not sure what happened there. So we'll have. So we got
some photos.
Some photos there of towards the end there. So we have there. Whoa. That's McDonald and Beckers. Okay.
Obviously, hence the reason they didn't finish the last race.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's Magilton. Is that Magilton?
I think it might be Michael Magilton.
Andrew.
No, Mick. He's old man.
Mick. He's old man.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah! Wow! Oh,
geez.
Look at that!
He's gone in hard.
That makes my yeah. There you go.
Such a scenic track, isn't it?
Yeah. Again, bucket list, but no, that's not easy to get that far off track to find something there.
And up the wall.
Have you guys been on that track?
No.
No. Sadly.
Yeah, it's definitely a track we got to do.
Or Sandown.
Yep, Sandown. Well, Sandown's coming up in 3 weeks, guys. So just remember, early day you can get the $300 rebate back off the Victorians. They're looking for more numbers. The more numbers you can get down there. Here we go. It's the historic meeting at Sandown, and it's on the 25th to the 27th of October, and it is going to be a fantastic meeting. New South Wales are running at the same time, but mate, look. If you're not in the championship, it's probably a good idea to go down and try tracks.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I'm not taking anything away from New South Wales. I'm not trying to poach anyone, but look,
big event.
Big event, yeah.
Big Chop's watching.
Big Chop. Hey, Big Chop. What's going on?
Long time no see, brother.
Peter Lynch is taking my old car to the 4 hour. Pete, good on you, mate. It is worth doing the 4 hour. Bucko and I are teaming up for that one. Is that something that you and maybe Stewie Spry might be looking at?
Oh, I'd always like it. He's been very much keen for that for a long time. He grew up in Griffith, and that's not such a long stone throw for there. So he used to go down there regularly and watch meetings. So yeah, he's always sort of said he'd like to go down there. I'd love to get the chance to do some interstate stuff, but yeah, look, family priorities and finances are always the part of the game. But yeah, look, again, another bucket list, something like that would be a good fun event to be involved in. I love those types of enduros. So
well, we've got heaps of questions to ask you after this, so we'll keep
just
moving along.
Before we move on, Ben Simpson's just said that it should be Joe's turn to have a go in 2020.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Scott won in it.
The golf.
Brandon's going to win in it.
Well, the
Can
pressure's
Joe
on.
Do it too.
The pressure's on the Godfather then if he gets in it, isn't he?
I think he's got it. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. Again, guys, please like and share our show. Let's get it out there. And thank you again to all our sponsors. Don't forget the question. The question of the day is: should lap timers be allowed to be used in their cars?
Speaking of questions, we have a few for our guests tonight.
Yeah, actually, before we do that, we'll finish off with Queensland, Victoria. We'll do that. We'll finish off with Victoria first,
Let's do it.
and then we'll dedicate a lot more time to Ian here, young Ian here. See, I'm 50. I can say that. You know,
just
you
about
like that?
Thanks,
Like
mate. I'll take back what I said before.
Yeah, no, that's right. And let me tell you, there was a lot of expletives. You really give it to me, people. You know. But anyway, so yeah, Andrew McLeod turned the tides on Magilton, and Ryan Woods moves up in the third. Jake Beckers, and then Glenn McDonald back up in the fifth. Johnny Wise drops down to sixth, and Raymond Jardine, Robert Patterson, Rod Rajas has moved up to ninth, and then you got Francis, Graham Francis. So, look, again, guys, good times. again, look at the times. There's 4 cars within a half a second, less than half a second.
And Rod's dropped about 3 seconds off his time. So
Yeah, actually, I just looking at the last race. He actually came back and finished 4th, so maybe he sorted it out.
something's going on.
He had an issue there, perhaps more than likely.
Yep. So, I mean, look, you look at a 12:33.1, 12:33.35 to a 12.33.38. I mean,
There's 4 cars there.
I mean, it's just
battle.
That could be just a placement of where the Dorian is, isn't it? Could be, eh? So a lot of people put their Dorians in the bottom of the floor pan. If someone's running their Dorian up on the chassis rail up the front,
Yeah, blue headlight.
bang, there it is.
Well, you look at 6th, 7th, and 8th, and 9th. They're also within a second of each other too.
Yeah.
So
Great racing. Would have been great racing down there. Well done, Victorians. And the final race, we're moving on to the final race. We'll wrap this one up. And that was Andrew McLeod, again, taking out the last race with Magilton, Ryan Woods, Rajas. Rod moved up, there you go. Patterson, Jardine, Beckers, Francis, Banks, and Eric Hill rounding out the top 10. So
But again, the times are there. You got 3 of them over there.
3 of them within half a second.
And then the next one's the same as well. You got 4 positions there, sort of 3, 4.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but it's a good
positions there.
15. There's a big gap between there, isn't there? So 9 laps is a good 15, 20 minute, 20, nearly a 20-second gap there. But wow, good racing, guys. Good racing, Victoria. Well done. Sorry about that. So we got the time I wanted to. There was Andrew McLeod. If I'm just sorry, I just wanted to mention Andrew McLeod done a 202.8. So that's the only lap I seen that was in the 202s. Everything else has been in the 203s.
Correct.
So I've got someone talking to me, talking absolute shit, and it startled me. And it's just these games they love to do here. But that's all right. That's okay. I understand.
Yeah.
We're professionals.
Yeah.
We just move on like nothing happened. Sometimes we need to get new producers. But anyway, moving on to
Wayne said that.
what Wayne said. What? I can see you behind there. That's all right. Okay, so there's fun and games here in the studio, people. Moving on, let's go to Simmons Plains because on the weekend we had a 9-car race meeting at Simmons Plains. Again, thanks to our sponsors, to Hands On Ready Strip, FLB Automotive Recruitment. They're great sponsors. Osborne Transport and also Blendline TV, who are doing absolute shit job tonight. But anyway, he's a good. Yeah, he's putting up our sponsors.
Just got a message from Dwayne Cambridge,
I
our
was just looking at that.
illustrious president.
Yes.
He's in Bathurst with the Osbornes, I would say, doing the. He said hello, old Sid.
Yes. He's always that's the guy. He's the guy that just jumps in your grave. He's quick. If you get out of your seat and go to the toilet, he's straight in your seat. You know.
So you're saying you didn't go to Bathurst? Should have been at Bathurst?
No,
He has been to Bathurst, I think.
Yeah, true.
No.
Never got invited.
No, I actually no. To be honest, to be fair, I have been invited, but I've just never had able to make the pilgrimage from Muswellbrook.
Muswellbrook.
Yeah, Muswellbrook. Whatever you got web
Up
feet
my
up
way.
there. Yeah,
It's like, yeah.
No, up that way, and they made the pilgrimage to. They do it every year to Bathurst, so to all the guys there up there, the Osbornes.
Some good photos actually on Debbie Osborne's Facebook page this week of the bus and the young Charlotte there in the driver's seat having a go for her first year.
Yes. So great things there.
I'm
so
sure they're enjoying themselves.
Bathurst this weekend. Wow, wouldn't it be great to have the HQs on there this weekend as a support gig?
Back in the old days.
Back in the old days, wouldn't that be a good?
Absolutely.
All right, moving on. Let's have a look at the. Yeah, mate, earn your keep. Let's see what you can do.
So Andrew,
Qualifying.
Yeah, Andrew Bird for qualifying on pole. Joe Rattray second. Rattray, sorry, apologies for that. And Otis.
The Viking.
Yeah, the Viking.
Here he is.
Yeah, we're on board with the Viking.
Bit of footage. This is actually good to watch this. I watched it today, and it's quite good racing here.
It's two laps. I think he's.
Another good track. This, I think. It's only small, but
Very technical.
Very technical.
Well, hey, the less things you got to do, the more you got to do well. So
And this is
makes it harder.
This is not what I watched this morning, but anyway, it's still the same
No,
track.
I believe this is the handicap race where they get timed at the end. So that's Otis Caldwell, the Viking, aka the Viking.
need to ask him though, what's the go with the sticker on the roof, the Penrite sticker, blocking the Viking? Otis, I know you're watching. What's the go with the Penrite sticker, mate?
Yeah.
You're losing the nickname. You don't like it?
Is that because David Reynolds was on the show? Is he sponsored by Penrite?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Maybe he's
Otis
yeah.
Penrite Cordwell.
Yeah, the Viking. No more clap. He doesn't do the clap. He's just got it.
Dwayne, I'll tell him. Dwayne's told me, Wayne, to read the comments.
Oh, Bucko, you should take over. Nice. We're trying to watch a show here and drive to Wayne, Cambridge. You leech. You just sit there in the corner. Hey, look.
He's cooking. He's the cook.
Oh, he's the cook. Yeah. Remember, to be fair, he served our country. He did. He served them potatoes and mash and peas and all the types of vegetables, all the greens and all the meats, so the real soldiers can to fight on and do the right thing. Actually, Dwayne, you're a good man, mate, but
He's a great man.
You're still a leech. But anyway, and I am the original Sid. Moving on.
Moving on. While you guys were talking about that, I was looking through the results. So looks like Andrew Bird dropped back a few, having qualified on pole. Joel Rattray, this is for race 1.
Rattray.
Rattray. Otis was second, and Andrew Toth ended up sort of coming in third there. So, and again, that was in front of Andrew Bird there.
Went
So
back to fourth.
Yeah,
Qualified well,
there.
but didn't pull it off at the race.
Then race 2, looks like Andrew Toth got up in that one. Otis again in second, so he's doing well there. And then Joe Rattray,
That's
there
it.
we go.
Are you sure it's Rattray?
Mate, it is now.
I think it might be Rattray.
Like I said.
Rattray?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think it would be Rat.
No, you got a double
Rattray.
T. You got a double T in there.
Rattray.
It's Rattray. It's a double T.
Rattray?
Well, there's rat for the first T and then tray for the second T. That's my line of thinking.
Apologies, Joe.
Yeah, apologies, Joe. If we're wrong,
Really do apologise.
Joe, you're a champion. We're just going to call you Joe.
All of us have had a go at it.
And look, if can someone let us know if we're spelling, pronouncing this right?
And
Otis, sorry, before you keep going. Otis just mentioned young Josh Webster stitching me up about that sticker. Yeah, good on you, Webby. Good stuff.
what do we got? So race 3.
You're supposed to be the professional here.
I'm
it's double points this race.
doing my best. I can't see that. Andrew Toth came in first again, and then
Toffee.
Otis again second, and Joe Rattray came in third again, and Andrew Bird came in fourth. So that's a pretty similar result to the previous.
Otis has got that car humming along, hasn't he?
He done actually quite well.
Sounds really good, doesn't
Sounds
it?
good.
Really good. Yes. A couple of RPM on that. It's,
I know.
It's singing in the top
It's
end.
certainly
So
singing.
Well, he's got this moving now, hasn't he?
particularly that back straight, like that's a long stretch there.
Nice on the brakes too, very good.
HQ Extra
Take
is
the inside, that's the way.
they've got a round in there on the 16th of November, I believe, that weekend.
Some Queenslanders heading over there too.
I believe the Queenslanders are there.
right.
Ashland's not there racing. Phil Ashland done a great job in the Nationals. He's not racing here on the thing, but I believe one of the guys is going to jump in their cars, Brandon Madden or something like that. So HQ Extra would love to be there. So boys, pull your finger out, get us down there. Blendline TV maybe.
A couple of airfares and a bed will be right.
Cover the weekend.
Just see the
Cover the
big miss
weekend.
there. Big miss shift.
Get the HQ boys talking to the other categories there, and let's see if we can get Blendline TV down there as well. You might be able to do a big package where you can get a few categories and it becomes a lot cheaper down there, and also HQ Extra can be part of that package. So something to think about, boys, in Tassie on that round. So
It looks like
see
good
how we go.
racing too. So
It is, isn't it?
It'd be good to show.
It would be.
It's
Oh,
not
look.
bad, guys.
The light's on, he's changed now. A bit late on the change there, mate.
Today pinging, keep it singing, Wayne.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep.
He was off the
Certainly
short
ain't pinging.
That's it. Lauren Gray before you start. Pedro's not going for president. And also Kane Robinson, young Kane Robinson joining the show. Good on you, mate. Great to see you tuning in.
If you'd like me to finish off the final race there with a handicap, the Ian Beachy trophy. So there you go. That's a classic old name.
Yes.
Joe Rattray ended up winning that one. Alex Bird was in second, and Otis Caldwell third, and then Andrew Bird came in fourth there. So pretty tight top three. They seemed to
Mate, have a look
moved
at.
around a bit there.
I don't know if it finished under safety call. I think it
Well,
must
he's
have.
clapped- look
It
at
has
this.
to have because
Otis clapping himself. He's pretty happy.
it must have finished under safety that last race. 13-0.
4 cars over the line, 5 cars over the line. So, yeah.
And the next two, yeah.
Okay, we got
I dare say.
Toffee's just mentioned 16th, 17th at Baskey. Guys, IPRA Nationals, IP Nationals. So maybe
There you go.
maybe there's a something we can do. We'll get down there. But we'll see how we go, eh?
Sure.
We can only try. We can only try. Well, that rounds up those 3 states, and now we can have a bit of time and get to know you a bit better and
Sure.
how you started and all these kind of things. So
I think while we have a bit of a chat with him, we've got might have a little bit of footage from back in the day of Ian, myself. Stootman was in this race. There was some big names in this race, and
We were mentioning, Kevin sort of coming through and coming up and competing up in New South Wales, which was
we're
good.
actually on board with you, Bucko, here.
this is me, mate, and the old Yellow Beast.
There's turn 2 coming into turn 3
So,
at Eastern Creek.
Crunching
Kevin-
the old gearbox.
Kevin started in
Standard.
front here, so Stoopy was up front.
He was, and
then,
some issues on the first lap. Had to retire.
He ran out of talent. That's what it was.
in the
Talk
straight.
about running out of talent.
Yeah, sadly.
Just hang on a second. And whoa, there we go.
Oh, there he goes.
Right rear corner fell off the track there, sadly.
Oh, he's back.
Now,
I didn't see anything.
Chris,
Yeah, mate, listen to me.
is there something you want to clarify there?
Mate, if we can go back and just watch that last bit again,
Why did I back out of that corner?
I think you knew
Oh, look at that. Yellow flag. You dirty, dirty
I had it.
player.
Listen to me, mate. If someone goes off the track on excursion on the outfield like that, you have every right to go past him. Am I
But
right?
you haven't gone past him, though.
I'm in front
Oh, look
here.
at that.
It's
Look,
yellow
see, I
flag.
have. Yeah, no.
Oh.
Before the yellow flag, mate.
Is that the year you won the
Ooh.
championship?
100% it is.
Yeah.
What would happen if you got a 30-second penalty for
Oh, look out. We're going on
ignoring,
the big track.
I've got the trophy, mate.
ignoring the flags?
I have a trophy. It's in my garage.
How much did that cost?
Oh, not that much, to be honest.
Look,
Anyway,
there
I
was-
actually set the lap record that day too. Just might add that in there.
Did?
Otis Caldwell just pointed out there was no safety car. That was the finish, so.
Oh, for
There you
the
go.
end of the
Really?
race.
Yep.
Well done.
Wow, that's
So,
very tight racing, isn't it?
Again, Lauren,
Well done.
Les Buckley, I'm pretty sure, lives too far away to be president as well. But don't be disappointed. It's okay. All good.
Look, I will have to say, Chris, that was a memorable race. It was a good weekend.
It was if you go a bit further on there, there's some really good moments. Anyway, I've obviously watched it a few times.
More recently than I have. But
I actually didn't
good
see
memories
that.
of it.
That's the first time I've seen it. Actually paid attention to the flag there.
I
Wasn't
never
pointed
noticed
out.
it either, to be honest.
No, I pointed it out. Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, today. A few
Well,
years ago, that
here's
too.
another thing. They were talking about saying, Bob Hepburn, when he was in here, was saying in the Thunderdome, when the yellow flags come out or a safety car, light come on the dash.
Dash, yeah.
They've been around that way for Speedway-wise, not
Yeah, I know.
Thunderdome-wise, but
Speedways.
sprint
yeah.
car-wise and dirt clay.
Is that something well, that could be another question for another show, maybe.
That would be.
That will be another question for another show, but it's a good idea.
Yeah, cool.
I won't.
You know, we have mandatory rain lights next year too.
Well, the radios, though, too.
Radio side plus cameras. Now we got to have.
No, cameras are not mandatory.
I thought we have them in New South Wales. We've got to be mandatory. Didn't they bring that in? You sure about that?
100%.
Okay.
They always play up.
Okay. I thought that was brought in by Cams. Was it? Or who?
Was spoken about, and the CAMS panel, which I'm part of as well,
Of course.
have decided that at this stage we're not going to be enforcing that.
Okay.
For a $50 camera.
Yeah, but
As a minimum.
it's not even about the cameras. It's not even the cost of it. I mean, it's because as much as cameras show what happened, depending on what angle you get different stories as well too.
Oh, I like the
Yeah,
yellow
fair
flag.
enough.
Yeah,
Yep.
true.
Yep.
So, anyway,
Moving on.
most people have cameras which they watch.
Gary Bonwick, Queenslander. Good to see you. Here we go.
This would be
Scotty all
this is a stitch up.
Yeah, there we go. You're on fire.
I was.
Yeah, literally.
Sorry to
that
see
was
that,
a
Chris.
that was a
But look, he
Mate.
did have the number 1 on his car.
I did. That was a tail shaft letting go on.
And that was the start of your defence of your next year championship, wasn't it?
It was, mate.
That wasn't the best start.
Obviously, it didn't go too well.
You went back to 88 after that?
100%.
I was going to say, I know how it feels, but I haven't won a championship. So.
Oh, mate, it's it's great.
But
Number one for me is no
I haven't
good.
even won a race or let alone a championship.
Good on you.
All good.
Well
But,
done.
All right, let's start with a couple of questions here for Ian. First one, mate, is how did you get involved with HQ Racing?
My background was go-karting, which we did for quite a few years. My dad and myself used to do quite regularly. We met up with a lot of great people, amazing people, sort of through karting, which we were,
Is that you?
regularly.
Did they extend the shaft, like of the body for your legs?
To be fair, it wasn't.
You're pretty tall.
It wasn't comfortable.
Tall customer, aren't you?
It wasn't comfortable, and as
the body, sorry, not shaft. I probably said
my
that
drive
wrong.
shaft. Is that what you're talking
Probably
about?
said that. I probably said that wrong. I just realised I got a bit of feedback in me ear what I've just said. I've actually meant was the body of the chassis was it extended for your long legs? Because you're a fairly tall customer.
I'm not sure. Look, and to be honest, most go-karts in their purest form are built for Italian, European sort of base people that are around
Good looking blokes like me.
5'8", 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, tan skin, good looking, all the rest of it. So, sadly, unlike you. So, but
What are you trying to say? Oh, look, there. I've got that picture in a HQ. You can't. So you do it in a cart. Do it in a HQ, and you can do it. Do you know what
happened? That hurt coming down.
Is that Wollongong?
Nah, that's Newcastle actually.
Okay. Street race or track?
No, track. There's a bit of a flip flop, and I knew the cameraman was there actually. So
put a bit more into it, did you?
I clipped the ripple strip on the inside. I thought it'd just give me a little bit of a lift, but there's another shot after that that's actually got all four off the ground, which takes a lot with a go kart. But
a good producer will put that up.
No, I don't.
Only a good one.
Yeah, but no, look, I mean, go karting was great. We did that for a lot of years, and it was great fun. And yeah, look, height was a challenge, and millimetres in how you adjust your seat further back, forwards, and how vertical it is makes a world of difference to the handling of the cart. So yes, sadly that was as good as I got.
Okay, now there's a bit of controversy here because our president has gone compulsory to have cameras. It's compulsory. So what's going on there, Bucko? Cams versus club? What's happening? No comment?
No comment.
Okay, cool. Love it.
So what happens next year?
That's it.
I just noticed, hard not to notice, that number 69 came from karting.
Yes.
How old were you then?
When I started racing, it was funny when my dad and myself started karting at the same time.
I thought you were going to say when I walked in and I seen my dad and then the number just appeared. You know, I mean, this is a family show, mate.
We'll keep this clean.
Okay.
No, look, what happened is go-karting was at its height. I grew up down the south coast, and we used to run up at Kembla Grange in Wollongong there. There were so many people competing that you'd have OLTs, introductions to racing, and there would literally be 40 people starting at a given meeting.
I did mine there as well.
Huge. So you get allocated a number. So my dad and I rocked up, and they literally just gave us a number. And Dad ended up at before me.
68.
68.
You got 69.
I had 69. And my brother later years had a bit of a play in karts as well, and he was number 70 after Greg Hansford by choice. So 69. Yeah, it's been around for a long time. I was allocated that from the get go, and it's kind of been the fave since then.
Actually, it's funny
Nothing
you say
to do
that.
with did it for two.
No, and I wasn't born in 1969 like one of our panellists.
I was born in 69, as you know.
Yeah,
I
true.
was 50. So I actually, the reason why my number was 99 and my dad's was 66 is because we reversed the colours and everything. But it was because I couldn't get 69. So I said 99, 66. There's your, so I am, so.
A good mate of mine used to run 96 in karting.
Yes.
And the reason for that is if the cart ends up upside down, it still ends up the same number.
Same number. Yeah.
Sadly. I digressed. How did I get involved with with HQs? So look,
That's
through that
good fend.
Yeah, nice. Through that time period, we ended up becoming mates with Kieran and Gary Pilkington there, and Gary ended up having run for a lot of years in the HQs, and Kieran was a lot younger then, and he was sort of getting into motorsport with the karting as well. So we got close friends with them, and Kieran started racing HQs, took over his dad's car, and I kind of got a little bit of wind of it, and it looked like a good chance to sort of get out of karting and get into cars, and I took the opportunity to, that's one of the cars. So
17.
yeah, there was a few years there that we missed out on the number 69. There was
Bit of controversy, wasn't there? In the not controversy, but
some money changed hands.
some stubbornness.
That wouldn't allow me to have it. Those races are from the Muscle Car Masters, those earlier two. This one's a more recent one. That was down at Wakefield Park probably about 2 years ago.
Check out the tyres, mate.
Oh, yeah, I thought I'd throw that in there.
Simmons wheels with McLean tyres.
Yes, true. Hey, they're hard to get. They're actually near on impossible to get.
They
So,
are.
they're a prized possession of mine.
That's the only race car, HQ race car I've ever seen with Simmons on it, I've got to tell you.
They're they're good.
The old Steelies.
Not
Heavy
they're not-
tyre.
No,
Heavy.
they're not steel.
No, mate.
Okay.
They're three-piece
They're
rims.
three-piece aluminium.
Oh, very.
But
there
again,
you
I
go.
digress.
Very hard to get.
But
It's
yeah,
bit- so
that's
that- what-
that's Stuart Spry's car. So that was an ex-Thunderdome car. So that's the car that I've competed with for the last few years. And that was a bare metal sort of job, and a fair indication of what level of degrees we go to be able to race is we do everything. So Stewie literally in his shed there, and we stripped that car back to bare metal and built that car, and I've been able to run that for the last couple of years, and sadly that's the one I scratched earlier this year. So
How handy is it having Stewie Spry?
he told me not to say too much about him.
Well, I'll say a
in
lot.
good
I'll say a
lights.
bit about it because he didn't tell me not to say. I think without him, you probably wouldn't be racing.
Couldn't ever do it. Could never do it. So
It's pretty fair to say, I think, isn't it?
Oh, without doubt. So yeah, look, at the end of the day,
For those that don't know Stewie Spry, he's a silent gentleman. Doesn't say a lot.
doesn't like the
He's got a
limelight.
great sense of humour if you know him well, and
Very dry, very straight.
very
so-
dry, very straight, but an absolutely legend of a man. I really
Yep.
like spending time with him.
Yep.
We
100%.
have asked him to come on HQ Extra, and they're straight out, no.
Yep.
We don't do this.
No.
But anyway, sorry, just to keep going about.
Nah, look, and again, Stewie's just made the racing possible. And look, when we got into the sport, it was lucky enough that Kieran and Gary Pilkington got me into that, and they basically, I found that car that's on the screen at the moment. Someone else had owned it at the time, but it was an ex Brad Schomburg car actually from up
Oh,
in
look,
Queensland.
it's not pink.
It's, as I said, he didn't own it at the time, but it was. So, Kieran was actually on holidays up in Queensland, and that car came up for sale. So he and his wife went out for the day to have a look at the car, and I ended up buying it after that. That's it.
I remember racing that car.
One of the
Seen
one
that.
of the
That's at Oran Park.
Oran Park, one of the earliest race meetings. That's actually at that Nationals round that you were mentioning
Yeah.
earlier in the year. So so that was early on, and
The Hotwood.
yeah, well,
So you actually won the Hotwood, didn't you?
did do, absolutely, and it was more auspicious than later years because we actually ran against Kingswoods
Yes.
as well as the HQs.
Which
so
they had a 4-speed and bigger brakes and
they
everything.
had everything. It was basically a HQ with every box ticked
Yep.
above and beyond anything that we've sort of got. So 4-speed gearboxes, 15-inch wheels,
Disc brake rear end.
suspension, control,
Brake bias,
rear sway bar, different air intake, different cam, a whole list of things. But yeah, 4-wheel disc brakes. So it was a bit of a challenge, and we kind of just had a number to run to, and we ran that weekend, and we were happy with it.
Best track you've ever raced at?
Everyone will say Bathurst, and it was good to go there. But
Speaking of the devil.
sadly, and that was good race meeting for us as well. That was the first time there. But look, bucket list for Bathurst, but I miss Oran Park. Oran Park just had so much character.
3
to it.
wide.
Yeah, that was another good weekend, that one. So that was a Wakefield Park one.
Yeah, I've got to say, mate, I miss Oran Park too. It was a fantastic place. We all raced there. And
I miss it completely because I was 5 minutes from home.
Wow.
That was my favourite track. It's where I done my best work, and I just seem to it wouldn't make a difference if the car wasn't going good. I always seem to end up in a good position. So it's one of those tracks where I loved it. And that's where I first started. Speaking of the devil, here we go. We got some footage here.
So this is obviously
starting in 6th position.
Quite a few years ago there, and ironically, the orange car in front of it was my old car in some of those earlier shots. And Stuart Spry's racing for the first time from memory. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's senior in front, Peter Green senior, I believe, in front.
Greg King. Greg King in front of that. Can't see far enough in front to see who else is up there. Be Greeny as well. Further above, but look, great track under the bridge here. It was always a bit of a battle first time round with cold tyres.
Once you get round this corner, it was just before you go over the bridge. This hard right-hander. There used to be this little dip. Remember?
Yes.
Let's see here. Let's see if you can see it.
And
Remember?
Bumps over under the braking line.
Bang there. So that little dip. It used to, if it rained, it used to be the massive puddle. If you didn't treat that with a bit of respect, you were Gornsky.
Well, we used to race karts there too.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's just there you turn right to go down the little.
Yep.
Race many times in karts there.
Brilliant fun, absolutely brilliant fun. But this part of the track, just where you're really sort of flowing it through, and if you miss the first apex, you miss the next 5. So it's always hard, and then off to your right, that's your favourite spot there.
Yeah, mate, that's where I put it all falls up.
And then over the flip-flop. Over the flip-flop, which was, again, a great part of the racetrack. And then back onto the front again. And
you can see how big the crowd was. It was huge that day, the crowd. Massive.
Nothing's changed.
Hey, look, I can count there's 6 people watching. Good on.
Leighton just said Pilkington was in front and Leighton was second, so there you go.
That's it, Leighton.
That would be right.
Yeah. Actually,
that was early on with both of them running.
I know we're running a little bit behind schedule, but a quick question is now Leighton is coming back. You got seen Stoopy, yourself as hopefully, and Stewie Spry are going to try and get to a lot of race meetings next year, hopefully, if everything pans out for you. Is there any word on Pilko being a mate? Has he thought about coming back? Is there any word on him?
He's actually taken up some dirt track. So he's bought himself a Legend, a little Legend car, and he's run on the clay.
Well, there you go.
So he's still got the car.
No, so he's lost his mind. That's fine.
He's not a small lad either, is he?
Oh, he's gonna. Well, yeah. You saw me squeeze into a go-kart.
Yeah.
Try a 30-plus-year-old Pilkington in a little clay car.
Yeah.
So, look, he's still got the car.
Yep.
But as such, no, I don't think he's racing it anytime soon. But he's definitely running in the clay.
Cool. Good stuff. So
Oran Park was my answer.
Yeah. Good stuff. I like that.
Going question 3. Most memorable race win.
The Hopwood. Hopwood, hands down. So there's a lot of challenges for that particular event, and to do it, and early on as well. It was only our 4th race meeting, I think. So started pretty hot, which was good.
Back in 07.
Yeah, back in 07. So
good year that.
We all started in 07, didn't we?
Yeah, 07. So
still here.
We're still doing it. Still doing it. So look, we
veterans, I think they call it.
Legends.
Veterans.
Oh, veterans. I'm 50.
Wow.
I'm got to be the bloody veteran. Although I'll just look at the side of you. You've got more grey than I have.
I know. I've got 2 daughters.
He's got a lot more hair than you, though.
2 daughters. I've got 1, and she's God. I got great kids, so I can't complain.
Okay, next question quickly.
Actually, before we do, I actually got it was a beautiful little thing on my birthday Facebook. I just didn't want to, but my daughter put a lovely thing up there. Nearly brought me to tears.
I liked it.
So it was good.
It was very nice. Yeah, very well written.
So, cheers, Jess.
Good on you, Jess. Ian, who was your biggest rival racing, or who is your biggest rival?
I'd have to say Kieran Pilkington. Not anything other than the fact that I
just like to beat him.
Yeah, competitive. Yep. So he was the yardstick, definitely. So when he was racing, Leighton was racing as well. Leighton and Kieran were always sort of up the front, and Kieran personally, just because we had the history sort of thing.
Yeah.
I never got to race against him in karts because we were sort of running different categories. But
he was heavies, you were lights.
Yeah.
No offence, Kieran. I know, mate. I'm with you, brother.
Was there a short
short, heavy
No,
category
well,
or a light, long
sad-
category? I mean,
sadly.
There's those category for you, mate.
spaghetti for me. But look, yeah, Kieran was always there. It's not a.
is that the shaft? Joke. Sorry. Keep going. Sorry.
No, that was it.
That was it?
I've rubbed doors with a lot of people, but I'm like everyone else on the track. You put your helmet on, it's a different person off the track sort of thing. And,
Yeah.
You most certainly are. Your most memorable season, Ian? What was that? Which year would that be?
Look, I'd say it's probably the same year, 07 again. Just the fact that we were there. We ran at the Nationals round, and we got 4th at that event, actually. So to start first year of cars and beyond the track, be actually on a car track and do that was just a bit of a lifelong sort of thing. So to be there, to be competitive, to do it, and we did it ourselves, and that's kind of the way we've always had to do it, unfortunately. Dad built the motors, he always did, and mechanics-wise, that was sort of something that I had to do, and some help along the way sort of thing, but to build a car up from nothing, I mean, we bought the car, and our first car, Kieran was kind enough to drive it for us to give it a shakedown and lunch the motor first time out, and then I drove it for first race and lunched a gearbox and lunched a diff and whatever else sort of thing. So yeah, what you buy is not always what it's meant to be.
Benny Simpson said that was his first car.
There you go. Well, it was a good car. Still is a
Old
good car,
school,
actually.
great track, Oran Park. Yeah. Leighton, Cranbrook said it was first me, and then Pilco first, then.
That was
Do you remember where your first race was? Your first HQ race?
Yeah, it was at Wakefield. So we did some AMRS, which was fantastic. So they had good TV and a lot of good opportunity to sort of do some driving there too. So got lots of laps. Gary Wilmington was really good for me as well. He used to let me get on the track sort of fairly regularly. So I was living in Canberra at the time. So yeah, we've got fairly frequent sort of down there. And like you said, it makes it a lot easier when you're nearby. But yeah.
Actually, before we get on to the next question, our question for the night was about the lap timers. So, guys, again, let us know what you think. If lap timers should be available, can we have that up, Daniel, please, mate? If we can get that the question of the day up. Should real-time lap timers be available for use? And now that was a question out there. We haven't had many response on it. I had a couple of no's and a couple of maybes. So yeah, just like I said, please let us know. Even if you look at it and you want to get back to us in later on future, just let us know those.
Well, look, I love data, and I think everyone would love to sort of get more. Cost-wise, I understand why we do want the rules the way that they have been, because they've worked and they're still working. It's easy enough to maybe slip it in a little bit that it's GPS only or something like that. So then you're not expanding the data collection, because the reason we can't run it is we can't store data. That's kind of the rule.
Look, like I said, the reason why I asked it was always, to me, it was told it's about cost and being cost effective. Well, everyone's got a phone. It's a free app. You can use it.
Yep.
In the sense of practice days, people put their phones in there, use the lap timers. How accurate they are, I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, yeah. So, again, guys, let us know what you feel.
You've actually already answered my next question, Ian, because you're just speaking about your old man doing your engines, and that was the question. Who was your engine builder? And he still has a bit to do with it, doesn't he?
He's retired. Well, funnily enough, he retired when I first started racing from building engines. Swore he'd never build one, let alone HQ motor. He got dragged in. But yeah, he basically built our motors from the start sort of thing, and probably did so for many years until about 3 years ago, and Stewie has sort of taken over the mantle now as the primary engine builder. So we're
doing a good job, I might add.
Yeah, look, we're making some headway. So we started off strong. We did well for a few years, and again on a limited budget, and sadly sort of through that time we compromised on what we could afford to put in the motors and what we were using and what we got a hold of, and there was a lot of second-hand parts that we've been running for a lot of years. But last few years, Stewie has wound up some of the things that make him go faster, and push some of the boundaries and tolerances and whatnot to try and get a result that Dad was a little bit more durable with his motors, and we never lunched one of his motors, but
Well,
it would be good.
This is you in Bathurst, 2008. How to pass 33 cars in 5 laps at Bathurst.
This is great fun.
That's not a bad effort, mate.
Yeah, look, forget the fact that I had to start off the back of the grid.
I've been there. Don't worry.
Yeah, I had a
Actually, you probably go past me.
a problem in qualifying. We had a shifter issue. Actually, we put a brand new shifter in for that particular meeting, and it started breaking from the get-go. So we were welding it up after each race, and I remember fronting up to the grid, not knowing whether second was in third or third was in second, because someone else.
That's me, mate.
That's
Straight
you.
past me.
There you go, Chris. There you go.
This is old. This is 2009.
No, 2008.
8, is it?
Yeah, 2008. I actually did. I missed this one. I raced in the year after. That was my first time at Bathurst.
This is my first time too.
Yeah.
I launched that into the top of the hill.
I remember seeing you on the left-hand side there, sadly.
Well, actually, it might have been. I'm not sure. It might be here actually. I'm not 100% sure. But look,
Brilliant track, by the way.
Look how many cars. There was 56 cars. I mean, don't get me wrong. People want to see HQs at Bathurst again. Why? I mean, come on, people, get out there and.
Money talks, sadly.
Yeah, and just speaking of Leighton says we don't need them in HQs. Potts says no.
Well, Ben Simpson makes a good point, mate. That and it's true. Not sure what a lap time will do much. Aren't we always trying to go as fast as possible anyway?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that soft gets it.
And Sue Ashland, thank you very much. I appreciate your birthday wishes. Thank you.
I think we've got Greenie coming
There's
up
Peter
here
Green
too.
Senior. Yeah.
I think he called me a madman after this. Who does that? But now look, and it was good to see the guys that were there too. They weren't trying to bin a car.
Tell you what, you did all right in the first lap. You took half the field in the first lap.
No, we're only halfway around it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But no, it was a good meeting, and the prep wasn't great because we actually had a massive hit at Oran Park the week before, and I got hit by Mike Stevenson from memory.
Oh, geez, I wonder.
And
God,
yeah,
actually, he's a lovely guy.
I
He just couldn't drive for shit, but anyway, that's my opinion.
He's watching. He is watching.
Hey, Mike, how are you? Up in Queensland, relaxing.
so yeah, we started our preparation sort of very late, but now look, running at Bathurst was brilliant, and we stripped the motor down after this, and that's how hard they are. Sort of there, we stretched the rods. We had our tolerances, and we sort of pulled it down afterwards, and yeah, they get a hard life.
They do, mate.
That run down the straight there and up from turn 2 sort of things. Yeah,
is this before getting married?
Yeah, no.
But you don't remember?
Sorry,
when you
yes,
got married?
it was. No, yes, no, it was. I was with my wife at this time.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, look, again, we've got.
Did I get you in trouble there?
Look, the only thing crossing my mind was I should thank her very much for my racing.
Putting up with you.
Yes.
Oh, look,
Like they all have
Hey,
to,
they-
or do. Don't have to. They do.
But look,
they do.
they know when they first meet us and what we're like and what your passions are,
Yes.
and I'm pretty sure that Mel knows exactly what she's got herself into with your passion for racing and that.
True.
And look, you've had a few races here, there, everywhere. You haven't done a full season for a while because family commitments and work commitments have been your priority. So hopefully we'll see you back on the track as soon. And I don't know what your plans are at this stage. But
look, we're definitely racing at the next round. So really looking forward to racing at Eastern Creek. And look, it's competitive again. And sadly, we started the year off with a bang in the wrong
sort of bang.
Wrong sort of bang.
Well, you actually said there's a few people you want to thank. So hey, look, right now, perfect time to let everyone know
plenty of people
how grateful you are.
For plenty of reason. I'm sure I'll forget them. But Mel, absolutely, my wife for sure. Dad for building the motors, and Mum for putting up with us as well. A couple of guys from karting. Bede Parkinson was fantastic. Jason Burns used to sort of give us stuff all the time to be able to run. Kieran Gary Pilkington, Gary Wilmington for Wakefield Park. Stewie basically does everything with the cars and always has done.
He's a genius, Stewie.
Magic.
You might get the HQ Xtra knighthood.
Well, he's running at the next round. So the car that we scratched, we've put a new front end on it, and good to go. So he'll be at Wakefield at Eastern Creek for sure.
Oh, it's
so
good to see you out. It's
coming
been a
back.
while that you haven't been there, so it's good.
Yeah, about 18 months that he's been off track, so he's looking forward to it. Pedro, wanted to thank as well. He's always been there and helped a lot of people make stuff happen. So there's a lot of people in the category that wouldn't even be there without him. And just guys along the way, and boys from the bush and things like that. There's so many great guys in the class that are just absolutely magnificent. So, yeah.
I just seen him there, Mark, the penalty. I haven't seen Mark for a while.
No, Mark will be at the next round. Hopefully we won't need him.
Yeah.
Hopefully we won't need him in that context. Mechanically, yes. But hopefully mechanics the only thing that we need him for that meeting. So
Actually, before you keep going, we got welcome Stumpy to the show. The boys from Pitt Town. Great thing. We're actually going to tee something up there with Stumpy and do our first ever road trip to
HQ
road trip to the show. Is going to be out on site, and we're hopefully tee Stumpy up and allow us to do it over their joint. And
that's half the field comes out that way, doesn't it?
Kane Robinson just put a minuscule cost in the overall scheme of things. So if someone wants to see their times, why not let them? So that's not a bad. That's you can do that. Leighton says how many cars are entered for the next round. Leighton, I'm sorry,
just
mate.
counting them, mate. Hang on.
Are you counting them? There we go.
I can tell you.
Bucko's on it.
You count, I'll say them.
You can. One.
Is Leighton there?
Not at this stage, no.
Leighton, here's the question, Leighton, are you making a cameo appearance in the
Osborne,
last state
Mole,
round?
Deering, Cambridge, Johnson, Lilly, Parker, Marusic, Spry, Mole, Saunders, Proglio, McLean, Cameron Stewart, Tristan Wolds, Ian McLean, Kane Robinson and Peter Lynch.
Kane Robbo, he's coming back. Good stuff. Sorry. Okay, so
20 entries so far.
And Darren Jenkins has just joined us. The show's just about finished, mate. I don't know where you've been, brother. Are you still in Bali time or what's going on?
Wrong state.
Wrong state, yeah. Welcome to the show. Again, guys, let us know too if 8:30 is more suitable for most people now that daylight saving starts here in Sydney.
Leighton said he'll be there.
Yeah, so there you go. Leighton's on board.
He's running the spanners for Ped.
All right, quickly finish off thanking everyone, and let's wrap this off. We're going 15 minutes over.
We're all done.
So we're
Let's
good.
thank our sponsors again, Wayne.
Absolutely. So you've finished thanking
Yes,
everyone?
he has.
You're good?
Everything but iCare Plus, my sponsors for this year. So, hopefully it continues next year.
Again, Ian McLean and Shuey Spry, they're looking for sponsors. So if anyone out there wants to sponsor their cars, they've got plenty of room on their cars for stickers. But to our sponsors, our fantastic sponsors, Hands On First Aid, Ready Strip, the fantastic FLB Automotive Recruitment, the even better Osborne Transport that looks after New South Wales HQs with Blendline TV, and Blendline TV, our producers and show. Again, guys, thank you very much. We've gone way overboard. It's great talking to you. Thank you for taking the time and being here. Look forward to seeing you on the track in a couple of weeks in the next round. We actually got a show before that round, so we'll preview that and we'll talk about that, which is the up-and-coming 2 state rounds of Victoria and that. Also, too, if anyone knows about HQs in New Zealand, if they can want to get in touch with us, please let us know, and we'll, so we can start covering the New Zealanders as well, because there's plenty of HQs running around over the ditch. So let's get the HQs over in New Zealand going as well. Oh. If there's any other state rounds, please let us know. Get in touch with us. We'll promote it. If you want us to come out there, let's do that too.
Thank you very much for having me on.
No worries. Nice.
Yeah.
So I reckon you might know your catch cry, Wayne.
Actually, before we go, Sue Ashland just made a perfect point that Phil done virtually the same thing at the national titles this year, where he took 44 cars in 10 laps from virtually last to finish 6th in the national titles. So, yeah. So
sadly, that's the best bit about starting at the rear field.
Yeah, well, when you finally get your car going, and let me tell you, he finally got his car going. The poor kid had issues all weekend. Kid can drive, so I'm actually looking forward to when all these guys get back on the track again, because it was great nationals. Again, thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate your time. Thank you for your feedback. Like and share our program. And look, there's plenty of room up here for more sponsors too. So, again, if you want HQ Extra to come out to your state, get in touch with us, let us know. Mate, good luck at the next state round to yourself.
Good luck for you too, Chris.
You too, mate.
We'll be
again,
there.
will.
Let's see. Do you know the?
Yeah.
I reckon you'll know it.
Oi.
I'm sure he knows it.
All right. Well, let's go.
If it ain't singing, keep it pinging.
Love it.
Is that yours?
If it ain't pinging, keep it singing.
I know. I was only joking, mate. But well done. Happy birthday too.
Cheers, mate, guys. Thanks again. See you next time.